Hi, it's Niamh, and in this video I want to share with you what happened next. What happened after I decided I could no longer promote an online business system and I stopped working in the network marketing company where I was a multiple six-figure earner. A few days ago I shared a video explaining the breakdown that I had 18 months ago when I realized that I was no longer aligned with what it was that I was promoting in my business. And it wasn't that anything was wrong with that. It was that I had deeply discovered my purpose, which is to help people connect to who they truly are through fulfilling and meaningful work that's an expression of themselves, work that's them pulling out into the world what they feel called to create and do and be in whatever capacity that is, and I realized that that's what I wanted to help people do. And then the business that I had was very much a cookie cutter online money-making system. And so these two things, they just did not match. And it took me a while to face that, to believe it, and to go, okay, this is my new reality. What do I do now? So I shared this video, and it's funny because I was really scared. I was really scared because I didn't want anyone to feel I was attacking their business and their choices. Each person has to do what's right for them. And for me, a system just was no longer right, but I had people who had been in systems previously and people who'd known me in that life who were like totally stunned and amazed and so supportive, you guys. Oh, I felt so much love after being scared to put that up. And then on the other hand, I had all these people who were like, what are you talking about, Niamh? Isn't this always the work that you do? Because they found me in the last year when I've been doing my fully aligned, heart-centered work, and they're like, what are you talking about? So it was funny reactions there and many, many questions. Many people were asking, well, once you had that breakdown, how did you decide what to do next? And how did you move into something more aligned? And what is it that you do now? So I wanted to sort of fill in the gaps a little bit and share with you the next part of the story, after the breakdown part of the story. So that breakdown happened 18 months ago, and I'll be honest, I spent several months wallowing and going, oh my God, and I wish it wasn't this way, and but it was, and I wish I'd had a more elevated reaction to that, but I didn't, and I just allowed it to swallow me for a bit. And then I had to sort of go, okay, well, I don't feel good about promoting this, and I don't feel like I can go and join some version of this because that's not going to solve the problem. The problem was not the company. It was that I no longer wanted to be in systems. And so I was like, well, then what do I do? How do I create something that's really fully me and allowing me to live this purpose? And I began to just notice, I noticed, well, what was it that I was able to do in the previous business that made it work so well? And I noticed that what had really made me very successful was mostly realizing that there's no rules in marketing, that there's no rule that tells you this is the right way to do it and this is the only way to do it. There is no only way to do it. And what had allowed me to create a lot of success was realizing that I could, once I understood the principles, like what makes marketing work, I could construct marketing that felt right, that felt like me, and that I actually wanted to do every day. And that's how I'd created this success. So it's like, okay, well, I have that in my pocket. I know that I can create marketing that feels good, and I can definitely help other people create marketing that feels good. And then the second piece of the puzzle was this realization that I deeply understood the structures of the online economy, how the online economy works, the principles that make the marketing work, the structures that help you to bring what it is that you want to do to that space and make it work in the online economy. So I really understood all this stuff, and to the point where I realized that everyone in my life, I was constantly creating businesses in my head for them based on what it was that they wanted to do, So like, I remember having this conversation, a really pivotal point was this conversation with my friend Nikki. And she was telling me how her daughter wanted to take a particular career path, but felt that she couldn't because she would be going into a dying industry. And through one conversation, we were able to look at it and look at how she could do exactly what she wanted to do in a slightly different space in the structures of online marketing and in a new and thriving industry, in a new industry that's actually blossoming. So she went off and told her daughter, and her daughter the next day went and signed up to get some training to get the certification that she needed and start setting up this business. And I was like, oh, that felt amazing. I want to do that. I want to do nothing but that. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to work one-on-one with people and help them to create the businesses they want to create. But I started to go, okay, well, I need to teach them about this way of looking at income, and this way of looking at marketing and marketing messages that are empowering, and this way of constructing their marketing, and this way of, like, you know, all the different principles and the structures and the things they needed to know. So I was like, okay, I'll create some videos that I can send to my one-on-one clients. And then all of a sudden I was like, realized the amount of videos I needed to create. And I was like, oh no, I'm creating a course. So it wasn't at all what I started intending to do. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, this is a complete course on how to do this. So I put together this course and I shared it, and we had some people come on board. And then we got through an amazing group the first go and got the whole thing created, and then started a second group through the course. And what people have created out of that is just stunning. You know, businesses that are working for them, but that are aligned, you know, that are something that they've always wanted to do, and they never really could see how to do it because they had some reason why, well, I can't do what I really want to do because X, Y, and Z. And then they finally, it's like it cracks their mind open to see how they can do it within the existing structures of the internet. Because you see, the real way that this comes together is that you have over here what you want to do and what your heart feels called to do. And then on the other side, you have the online economy, how it works, commercial drive, you know, the money making, like how do we make money kind of thing. And in between, in between these two, there's this little sliver, this sort of perfect middle path where you can find the intersection between what you want to do and how selling works, and how creating an income online works, and how the online structures work. And you can bring these two together and have the business that feels right but is still successful. So that's what started to happen for the people going through the course and through the one-on-one people, because I did take on a few one-on-ones. Mostly I encouraged people to do the course, and I took on a select few one-on-ones so that we could really help them to create these businesses. And what people have been creating has just blown my mind. And then I started to do the Light It Up video challenge, which was to help people be able to just be themselves and connect to who they were on camera in their business. So that's kind of how everything has gone. I'm actually working on an upgraded version of my program now that so many people have gone through it. We've been able to spot the bits that people tend to get stuck, so that we can upgrade, improve, tweak, and help even more people. So that's how I did it. I mean, it really was starting to look at, well, what do I want to do? How do I fit it into the structures of the online world? And merging those two is how I created what I created. And actually, I'm putting together a video series to teach people these concepts, how you can take what it is that you want to do and make it work in the online space, understanding the structures and the principles that make it work, and the process to help to like figure out what it is that you want to do and merge these two together. So that video series is coming out in a few days. I would love to have you on it. I hope this has filled in some of the gaps and answered some of the questions. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you in the next video.